share more. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle in the My Digicel app and shake to win this Christmas.
Let December 2020 be one to remember. Drive away with an Axio car from Predo Baby. With 4 different options to win, follow us on Facebook at Predo Baby South America. Predo Baby diaper is known for its premium quality and high absorbency level. It keeps your baby dry and comfortable with its stretchy waistband. Available in regular paste and pull-up pants style from newborn to stage 7. See press for details or contact us on 233-2473. Predo Baby, the diaper of the new generation.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to this your news at noon right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Slegman and the news comes to you with the kind compliments of Predo Baby. Before we bring to you your details on your headlines, let's bring to you today's front page comment that is titled, "We must renegotiate." All Guyana knows that goes bite we, but it can't be so bad. Goat can't bite Guyanese political leaders from both major parties so that they do not understand the full meaning of the word renegotiate. As we reported on Sunday, this is what Exxon and Total are doing with natural gas in Mozambique and with that the country's political leaders. Surely the leading PPP and APNU politicians cannot be so content with our oil contracts that there is to the point of indifference in renegotiating some of the provisions which outstandingly favor the oil companies. We cannot afford to be comfortable with blowing before these companies so that they can have their way with us and ravage our people and their prospects. PPP leader must push for renegotiation. APNU leaders must support renegotiation, and both parties and their leaders must be determined to overcome every obstacle which the oil companies will erect. Goat cannot bite we so bad that we can no longer experience pain. And making headlines today, Access Guyana's power demand before signing gas deal according to the Institute of the Americas. Stop miners from causing irreparable damage to the environment according to former EPA head. First preference in oil and gas sector should always go to Guyanese according to Vice President Jack Dio. And in the Payara approval, no signed PPP will move away from the record of zero transparency according to Dr. Mangal. And Ghana orders oil companies to combine all fields. And combating COVID-19, reopen the country with care and caution according to emergency medicine specialists. Get the details of these stories and much more when the news returns.
This Christmas, Shake to Win just got bigger! Now when you purchase our new bigger Digicel Prime bundle and Shake to Win, you can choose your prize and share it with someone you love. So, shake more and share more! Share more daily prizes and guaranteed wins every Saturday. You can win laptops, cash, smartphones, credit, data, and so much more. Shake more, share more. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle in the My Digicel app and Shake to Win this Christmas.
You don't have to be a fountain of knowledge to help children with their schoolwork while they're at home. But you do have to be caring, understanding, loving, and patient. It's an unsettling time for everyone, but children still need a safe and secure environment. So don't overwhelm them with endless news items or problems. Keep them gainfully occupied and amused, exercised and rested. Protect our children.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
And now for the news in details. Guyana should properly assess its demands for electricity before it signs off on any gas-to-shore deal that forces it to accept an oversupply of gas and leave the energy sector financially unsustainable. This advice is coming from the Institute of the Americas. The institute said that while there are significantly reliable problems when it comes to electricity in Guyana, taking too much gas at a time would likely result in oversupply for the nation's 750,000 people. The institute saw its to weigh in after seeing that Ghana signed a power purchase agreement to bring its gas to shore, and its failure to properly assess its energy needs at the right time has left the African nation struggling to find uses for its gas it is paying hundreds of millions of dollars for. The government of Guyana must take the necessary steps to put a stop to those miners and mining companies that are causing irreparable damage to the environment. This is well-intended advice offered by former EPA head Dr. Vincent Adams. With this damage, the EPA head highlighted that it is almost impossible for the EPA to attempt to clean up the damage. Instead, steps must be taken to stop the miners from creating that damage. But even with the pure intention, Dr. Adams pointed out that the EPA is ill-equipped with understaffed to complete its mandate. The EPA, according to Dr. Adams, currently lacks the basic capacities, such as human resources, to assess simple environmental issues. When one hears the term local content, what should immediately come to mind is a situation whereby local individuals and companies are given first preference to supply goods and services to Guyana's growing oil and gas sector. While this is so, companies like ExxonMobil have not always looked to locals even for the supply of simple goods like bottled water. However, the days of oil companies outsourcing supplies that can be found right here in Guyana are over, as according to Guyana's Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo. The government will not be tolerating this occurrence, as first preference should always go to Guyanese. And with Guyana's local content legislation coming on stream by 2021, a huge margin of preference will be created for Guyanese living home and abroad. Given its handling of critical matters pertaining to the oil industry, former presidential advisor on petroleum Dr. Jan Mangal is not convinced that the People's Progressive Party Civic will move away from its record of zero transparency and white elephant projects. In response to questions on how the PPPC is managing the petroleum industry, Mangal criticized the ruling party for failing to maximize the country's share of revenue from the infamous Stabroek Block deal. He noted that the administration could have increased the nation's share, which is currently a 50% split of profit oil and 2% royalty, by using an approval of the field development plan for the Payara project and its bargaining chip. Instead, Dr. Mangal said that the Payara project approval was rushed. We tell you now that Ghana has imposed terms and conditions for Italian major ENI and the operator Springfield E&P to combine their adjacent oil and gas fields after the parties failed to reach an agreement. This is according to a letter from the Energy Ministry. The letter from the Oil Ministry seen by Reuters on Thursday said that the decision was made to ensure exploration of the fields, and Ghana directed ENI and Springfield to begin talks to combine their adjacent oil and gas fields in April and give them until September 18th to reach an agreement. You're listening to your news at noon right here on Kaieteur Radio. With the continuous increase in COVID-19 cases, there has been much talk about irresponsible gathering being a major factor. Emergency medicine specialist Dr. Zulfikar Box, with information garnered from an overseas study, revealed how some places can easily become COVID-19 hotspots. The study, conducted by researchers from Stanford universities in the United States, was able to ascertain that social sites such as restaurants, cafes, gyms, hotels, and religious gatherings are high risk. Interestingly, though, the doctor in his most recent column in this newspaper stated, "It does not mean that we should avoid these places altogether. We have to live and adapt to life with this virus for at least the next year." In his recent writing too, Dr. Bock shared some measures which, once implemented properly, will yield positive outcomes. According to the doctor, the researchers confirmed that it only takes a small number of infected persons to infect a large group confined to a small space for a prolonged period. Moreover, a suggested measure that have been preferred, Dr. Bock said, is that caping capacity at a 20% of maximum can reduce to infectious by more than 80% in such places. Although moves have been made by the government to relax some COVID-19 restrictions, Dr. Box argued that any attempt to fully reopen the country must be done with a generous amount of care and caution. Still to come on your news at noon, pork knocker killed while trying to protect wife from robbers. CPA probing rape of 14-year-old who recently gave birth. And salesman shot and another injured during bars attempt robbery, and carpenter dies in Berbice accident. And in your COVID-19 update, combating COVID-19 emergency medicine specialist says reopen the country with care and caution. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandalal has said that the new prosecutorial project will significantly assist the efforts of the Support for Criminal Justice System program by helping to promote the use of alternative sentencing, that should be alternative for non-violent offenders. Nandalal gave an update on the aspect of this program of which reducing Guyana's overcrowded prison population is a major objective. He went on to say that the program, which is funded by the IDB, has begun to accelerate towards the implementation of the various components of its plan, with a key focus on the project to help reduce Guyana's non-violent prison population. Kevin Allam, a 26-year-old pork knocker, was brutally murdered on Friday while trying to protect his wife from being hurt by three men. Allam, of Turn Basin Region 1, had his throat slit around 17 hours 30 at Whitewaterback Dam. Investigators said that his wife was attacked by men in their shop at the location. They grabbed onto her hair, and Allam, who was close by, intervened to protect her. The men entered the shop and removed a quantity of raw gold before turning their attention back to the woman. When information reached ranks that the suspects were at the waterfront in Port Kaieteur, they headed to the area immediately and arrested three men who are currently being grilled by investigators. The Child Care and Protection Agency is investigating the circumstances surrounding a 14-year-old girl giving birth to a child after she was allegedly raped by her stepfather. Anne Green, the director of the Child Care and Protection Agency, confirmed the investigation, adding that the agency has a keen eye on the situation since the matter was reported. The teen, who was living with her mother, stepfather, and 6 siblings, suffered a hearing disability, according to Green. This made it harder for her to communicate. This made it harder for her to communicate the alleged rape that occurred earlier this year. She, however, managed to disclose to the relatives that the man had come home drunk one night and committed the act. A carpenter is now dead following an accident along the No. 5 Village West Coast Berbice Public Road. Dead is 35-year-old Tushan Joe of No. 22 Village West Coast Berbice. Reports are that the accident occurred on Saturday, November 28, around 18 hours. It involved a motor car driven by a 28-year-old Devon Sears of Plantation, West Coast Berbice. According to reports, the motor car made a U-turn from the north to south into the path of a motorcycle, which was proceeding east along the northern side of the same road. As a result of the impact, the motorcyclist fell on the southern grass parapet. The driver of the motor car is in custody, pending investigation. And finally, at this time, a salesman attached to the Sunshine supermarket located at Chesney Front, Carrington, Berbice, is currently hospitalized with a wound to his upper abdomen after being shot during an attempt robbery Saturday last. Another salesman who was sustained a minor injury to his left side chin from a bullet that was discharged at him spoke with this publication about the incident. And now for your COVID-19 updates. The coronavirus worldwide cases stands at 63,072,475, with 1,465,181 deaths. To date, there are 43,545,829 recovered cases. A 6-day-old baby is currently the latest COVID-19 fatality. The Ministry of Health yesterday reported that a 6-day-old male infant from Region 3 succumbed due to COVID-19. His death was recorded as Guyana's 150th COVID-19 fatality. It was not revealed whether the child's mother tested positive for the virus, and efforts made to contact health officials yesterday were futile. Additionally, the ministry recorded 38 new COVID-19 cases, pushing the total number of confirmed cases to 5,376, as indicated in its dashboard update. 3 persons are in the COVID-19 ICU. 75 are in institutional isolation, 43 are in institutional quarantine, and 782 are in approved home isolation. And coming from CNN, the U.S. FDA intends to make a decision about authorizing the BioNTech's coronavirus vaccine within a few days of key meeting scheduled for December 10th. While Friday marked the 25th consecutive day the U.S. reported more than 100,000 new COVID-19 cases, and more than 60 people were arrested Saturday during an anti-lockdown protest in London. And with that, we've come to the end of your news at noon. It comes to you with the kind compliments of Predo Baby. Let's remind you that you can get the full details of these stories and much more by picking up a copy of the Kaieteur News at a newsstand near you, or head across to our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. I am Joshua Van Slegman. Thank you for joining us. Coming up next is the National Outlook with GHK Lal for today, Monday, November 30th, 2020.
Let December 2020 be one to remember. Drive away with an Axio car from Predo Baby. With 4 different options to win, follow us on Facebook at Predo Baby South America. Predo Baby diaper is known for its premium quality and high absorbency level. It keeps your baby dry and comfortable with its stretchy waistband. Available in regular paste and pull-up pants style from newborn to stage 7. See press for details or contact us on 233-2473. Predo Baby, the diaper of the new generation.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range